I'm joined by our I-24 News London correspondent Jonathan Sashardati, our cybersecurity expert Ram Levy, and Avner Turniansky, VP of Strategy for Vorpal Corp, specializing in drone detection technology. Thank you, gentlemen, with me in the studio. And Jonathan, I want to begin with you there for us in London. First of all, the story has been developing in a very unpredictable way. Let's get your update on the latest.
Well, we know that back in August of this year, the Israeli defense contractor Rafael did confirm to James, the military and aerospace publishers, that the UK had procured the Israeli-made Drone Dome counter-unmanned aircraft system. The UK bought 6 of the units for over $25 million, and they're usually deployed in Syria to destroy ISIS UAVs. Now, then there was that report that they were used in Gatwick, where there had been numerous sightings of drones around the airports. Drones, of course, can interfere with commercial aircraft, and that does pose a danger. But then we heard from one police officer in charge of the investigations just a few days ago that maybe there had never been any drones in Gatwick at all, and that they were relying on human sightings. Of course, the police then backpedaled from that, saying that there were indeed so many drone sightings that they were confident that drones had been seen, and they were investigating all of those different sightings from different people, ranging from members of the public through to airport officials. It does seem, however, that they're no closer to finding out who's responsible for flying drones in the area. Now they're offering a £60,000 reward for anybody who can give information which will result in a successful arrest of those people involved. And that's after they arrested a married couple who are apparently drone enthusiasts, keeping them in police custody for 36 hours for questioning, apparently treating them so badly that when those two were interviewed after the event, having been cleared, they had an alibi for where they were that entire time. The man was at work fitting windows. The man broke down into tears when he told reporters of how he'd been treated. So definitely a lot of confusion still going on in this Gatwick case.
So these unpredictable developments notwithstanding, Ram, there are laws in place regulating the use of drones, certainly in Israel. The Israel Privacy Authority has also touched on this. But are they keeping up with the advancement of technology? Drones are developing maybe faster than laws can regulate them.
Well, there are rules. I mean, there are laws. The Israeli Aerospace Authority has issued rules, and you need to be licensed in order to use drones for professional purposes. If people buy drones, there are limitations to where they can fly them, what's the altitude they can fly them, where they can take photos, and so on and so forth. But yes, the biggest problem is not the laws; is how you enforce the laws, how the police knows how to enforce it. Who do you call when someone is using a drone to look at your house? That's what the problem is right now.
So there are many concerns, not just for safety, but also for security. And Avner, tell us about your company and the solutions you provide in this regard.
Gladly. Good to be here. Vorpal provides an RF-based detection technology for drones. What we do basically is we deploy several sensors kilometers apart, and we detect the drone's RF signals. The drone is communicating with the operator, or the operator is actually operating the drone, and there is an uplink and a downlink communication between these two parties. And what we do is we use passive RF-based detection techniques to detect the actual existence of a drone in the air. Once it's detected, we can also geolocate it, pinpoint it with very high accuracy of tens of meters, and then we track it as it flies along. So we can then provide whoever owns the system, our system, with information about the location of the drone and also the location of the operator of the drone.
So that specific system is also what makes the company stand out from other services that provide the same? Yeah,
I wouldn't say plenty, but there are numerous solutions out there of various technologies. As far as we analyze the market and the technologies, most of what's out there has some sort of limitation. Most of the solutions cannot see the operator. And as you see in the Gatwick event, finding the operator is probably what police wanted to do more than actually catch the drone itself. They wanted to catch the operator. The holy grail, so to speak, is to provide a system with 0 false alarms. And since we do very complex signal analysis solutions, we feel that our solution, or so far as we've tested it, our solution provides basically 0 false alarms. So if we say there's a drone in the air, it's out there.
Ram, drones are also, of course, fun to look at and to view and to try to use, and we have to address the drone you brought for us in studio today. Tell us about it.
Well, that's a Mavic, DJI Mavic drone. It costs less than $1,000, and what it allows you is to take almost full HD videos. You can fly it all at an altitude of almost 300 meters, sometimes even more, depending on the wind. Now, the more advanced drones can actually carry different payloads. For example, you can take thermal payloads. You can take communication payloads like Wi-Fi payloads, so you can extend the range of a network. You can hack to networks using new drones because instead of using a payload which is a camera or a video camera, you can use a payload which is something else. And this something else is now introducing new concerns such as security concerns that we are so worried about.
And speaking of new concern, Jonathan, I want to circle back to you before we wrap in London. Do you feel, Jonathan, that this story in the UK is still, as some would call it, a hot potato as it was when it just erupted, or has the concern now waned?
Absolutely. This is still a great concern to many British people who criticise the government for their slow action on it and the police and army. And simply put, there has been no solution yet, which means that anybody who did this and hasn't been caught, or anybody watching them who wants to repeat it, whether they be an individual, an eco-warrior protester, or even another state actor, like, for example, Russia, who have certainly been wreaking havoc on the streets of Britain, they could all repeat this very easily. And this attack demonstrated how easy it is to ground the air traffic of one of Great Britain's busiest airports, great problems and failings in the security of Britain's airports.
And we're still following up on that question on screen. What happened at Gatwick Airport?